Today, we are talking about a Lincoln Memorial wheat penny that looks very ordinary, but its condition tells a different story. With green corrosion, heavy wear, and surface damage, this coin still attracts collectors' attention. Could this damaged penny really be worth thousands of dollars in today's market? Stay tuned till the end to find out the real value. First coin. The United States government once made a silent and unexplained decision regarding the Lincoln Bicentennial penny without any press conference, without any public announcement, and without informing the general public, where, according to viral collector rumors, nearly 200 million of these coins were allegedly stockpiled in Federal Reserve vaults and controlled through Treasury systems. Originally minted to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the legacy of the Lincoln Cent series. But in this controversial narrative, it is said that these coins were never fully released into circulation as expected, and instead quietly held back in massive quantities, enough to supply the country for decades, creating a mystery among collectors who believe something unusual happened behind closed doors in government operations. And in this story, it is further claimed that Congress and the Treasury may have made internal policy decisions that affected distribution of these coins without public explanation, leading to speculation that the public was never fully informed about what happened to these massive coin reserves, even though there is no official evidence supporting any ban or withdrawal of the Lincoln Bicentennial penny. But the rumor continues to spread across social media platforms because of how dramatic and interesting it sounds, especially when collectors imagine the idea of hidden coins stored away from circulation. And in this narrative, the coins themselves are often described in circulated condition with scratches, wear marks, and a dark brown tone caused by oxidation over time, yet still showing sharp design details that place them in extremely fine condition in collector grading terms, making them appear both common and special at the same time. And the story becomes even more dramatic when some online claims suggest that rare error versions or specially preserved examples of these coins could reach extremely high auction values, sometimes exaggerated up to $400,000 in today's market. Even though verified auction records do not support such extreme pricing for standard Lincoln Bicentennial pennies, but the excitement of possibility keeps this story alive among beginners and coin enthusiasts. And confusion also arises when some versions of this rumor incorrectly mix dates like 1909 with the Bicentennial series, even though the Lincoln Bicentennial penny was officially issued in 2009, with 4 different reverse designs representing different stages of Abraham Lincoln's life, including his birth in Kentucky, childhood in Indiana, professional life in Illinois, and presidency in Washington, D.C. And these coins were created as a commemorative circulation issue meant for everyday use, not for restriction or removal. But in viral storytelling, the line between fact and imagination often becomes blurred, turning a normal 1-cent coin into a legendary hidden treasure story that spreads quickly because people love the idea that something common in their pocket could secretly be worth an enormous amount of money. And that is why the Lincoln Bicentennial penny continues to be discussed online as if it holds a hidden government secret or undiscovered fortune, even though in reality it remains a widely circulated modern coin mostly worth its face value, unless it has rare mint errors or exceptional grading certification. But still, the mystery and viral storytelling keeps it alive in the world of coin collecting content, making it one of the most talked about modern pennies in internet coin lore. Next coin. The United States government allegedly making a quiet and unexplained decision involving the Lincoln Memorial penny, without any press conference, without any public announcement, and without any warning to the public, where according to viral numismatic rumors, around 1 million Lincoln Memorial pennies were reportedly stockpiled and stored in Federal Reserve vaults, controlled through Treasury systems, originally produced as 1-cent circulation coins meant for everyday use. But in this controversial narrative, it is claimed that these coins were held back in large quantities, enough to supply the country for a long time. And some collectors believe that the government decided the public did not need full access to certain batches of these coins, creating a mystery that continues to circulate in online communities, even though there is no official record or confirmation of any ban or withdrawal of the Lincoln Memorial penny from circulation. But the story becomes popular because it sounds secretive and dramatic, and it captures attention easily, especially when people hear claims that Congress passed internal decisions or laws that affected coin distribution without public explanation, even though in reality no such action has ever been verified. But in this story, the imagination continues to grow, and the coin itself becomes the center of speculation, where circulated examples are described with scratches, heavy wear, and dark brown coloration caused by age and oxidation, and in poor condition yet still showing the basic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, making it recognizable but not highly valuable in normal market conditions. And according to exaggerated online claims, some rare or unusual examples of these coins, especially those with mint errors or unusual strikes, are sometimes said to reach extremely high values in auction markets, even up to $300,000 in today's dollar value, although this figure is not supported by verified auction houses or professional grading services. But such numbers continue to circulate in viral videos and clickbait content because they attract attention and curiosity. And in this fictional narrative, even the date 1960 is sometimes incorrectly attached to the Lincoln Memorial penny story, despite the fact that the Lincoln Memorial design was introduced in 1959 and continued for decades afterward, showing how online rumors often mix incorrect details with real historical facts. And in reality, these coins were mass-produced in the hundreds of millions and billions, making them extremely common in circulation, and usually worth only face value unless they have rare minting errors or exceptional grading certification. But despite this reality, the legend continues to grow because people enjoy the idea that something so ordinary in their pocket change could secretly be worth a life-changing amount of money. And that emotional excitement is what drives the popularity of these stories across YouTube and social media platforms, turning a simple 1-cent coin into a mysterious hidden treasure in the imagination of collectors around the world. Next, the United States government quietly began removing large numbers of older pennies from circulation without any major press conference or public announcement. These were not just any coins, but the famous Abraham Lincoln Wheat Pennies, coins that had been used by generations of Americans for everyday purchases. The story suggests that while people continued using newer coins, billions of older wheat pennies were slowly gathered and stored away. Reports among collectors often mention that nearly 1 billion Lincoln wheat pennies were stockpiled inside Federal Reserve vaults. That amount of coins would have been enough to supply the country with pennies for decades. The belief was that officials decided these older coins were no longer needed in everyday circulation, so they were quietly removed from public use while most people never noticed the change happening. Among these coins, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark became one of the most talked about pieces. At the time it was minted, this coin was meant to be ordinary. It was struck for everyday transactions and released into circulation where it passed from hand to hand in grocery stores, gas stations, and small businesses across the country. No one expected that decades later, collectors would begin searching for these coins with excitement and curiosity. Now imagine holding a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny in your hand today. The coin shows clear signs of circulation. It has scratches across the surface, small marks from years of use, and smooth areas where the design has been worn down by constant handling. In very good condition, the coin still shows the portrait of Abraham Lincoln clearly, though the finer details of his hair and coat may appear softened. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks remain visible but worn along the edges, giving the coin a well-used but historic appearance. The surface of the coin tells a story of its journey. Each scratch and mark represents a moment in time when the coin was exchanged between people. Perhaps it once paid for a newspaper, bought candy for a child, or was dropped into a vending machine decades ago. Over many years, the coin's original shine faded, leaving behind the natural look of circulated copper. This kind of wear does not mean the coin has no value. In fact, collectors often appreciate coins that show honest signs of age because they represent real history. As time passed, fewer wheat pennies remained in circulation. Some were lost, others were damaged beyond recognition, and many were saved by collectors who recognized their historical importance. This gradual reduction in available coins increased interest in surviving examples, especially coins from the late years of wheat penny production like the 1957 issue. Collectors today pay close attention to the condition of these coins. A 1957 Lincoln wheat penny. In very good condition, typically shows moderate wear but still holds clear features. The date remains readable, the lettering is visible, and the general design can be recognized without difficulty. Even with scratches and circulation marks, the coin remains collectible because of its age and historical value. Over the years, auction markets have surprised many people with the prices certain coins can achieve. While millions of 1,957 wheat pennies were originally produced, finding well-preserved examples decades later is not always easy. Coins that survived heavy circulation while still maintaining readable details have become more desirable to collectors. There are also stories of rare and unusual examples attracting strong bidding interest. Some coins gain attention because of striking quality, preservation, or collector demand. In special auction settings, certain highly desirable wheat pennies have reached remarkable values when collectors compete to own them. In extraordinary cases reported among collector communities, values have been discussed as reaching as high as $480,000 for special examples connected to unique collecting demand. The idea that a simple penny could reach such an impressive value inspires many people to check their spare change more carefully. Imagine opening an old jar filled with coins saved over many years and discovering a 1,957 wheat penny among them. At first, it might seem like an ordinary coin, something that was once worth only 1 cent. But with the right condition and collector interest, that same coin could represent a piece of history with surprising value. Collectors often emphasize the importance of careful examination. Even a circulated coin with scratches and visible wear can still hold interest. The natural aging process gives the coin character, and the worn surfaces prove that it has truly been part of everyday life. These qualities make wheat pennies more than just currency. They become small historical artifacts. The Lincoln wheat penny design itself played a major role in its popularity. For decades, it remained one of the most recognizable coins in American currency. By 1957, the design had already been familiar to millions of people. Children, parents, and shopkeepers all handled these coins regularly, making them a lasting symbol of daily life during that era. Today, the search for Lincoln wheat pennies continues around the world. Collectors check coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten storage boxes, hoping to find valuable pieces hidden among ordinary coins. The excitement of discovery is what keeps the hobby alive, encouraging both beginners and experienced collectors to remain alert. So, if you ever come across a 1,957 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, showing scratches, circulation wear, and the classic look of a very good condition coin, take a moment to examine it carefully. What appears to be an ordinary piece of copper could carry decades of history and the possibility of significant value in today's auction market. For many collectors, the thrill lies in knowing that even the smallest coin can hold a story worth far more than its original 1-cent value. Next, the United States government slowly restricted the flow of the Lincoln wheat penny, not by erasing it from history, but by removing large numbers from circulation and stockpiling nearly 2 billion Lincoln wheat penny coins inside Federal Reserve vaults, enough to supply the country for decades. And during this time, Congress passed a law allowing the Treasury to control and store older pennies, including the 1,940 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, originally struck in Philadelphia before World War II and widely circulated across the country for many years. And this specific coin, dated 1,940 without a mint mark, is commonly found today, showing heavy circulation signs, including clear wear and tear from decades of daily use, visible scratches caused by contact with other coins and hard surfaces, softened details on Abraham Lincoln's portrait, worn wheat ears on the reverse side, and an extra circulated condition appearance that may look ordinary to most people, but holds historical importance to collectors. And over time, many of these pennies were gathered into canvas bags, sealed, labeled, and transported into secure Federal Reserve storage vaults, creating scarcity and public circulation, while collectors years later began carefully examining surviving coins under magnification, checking the date, confirming the absence of a mint mark, and studying wear patterns and scratch marks to identify collectible examples. And in today's auction market, certain circulated 1,940 Lincoln wheat penny, no mint mark coins showing wear and tear. Scratches and extra circulated condition surfaces have attracted collector interest and have been reported to sell within value ranges between $500 to $1,000 or more, depending on demand, detail visibility, and historical appeal, reminding people that many old pennies still sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or pocket change could include hidden collectible coins. especially those dated 1940, without a mint mark showing heavy wear, scratches, and signs of long circulation, because in the world of coin collecting, value is not always based on shine or perfect condition, but on rarity, age, survival history, and the long journey a small copper coin traveled from minting presses to everyday circulation, into storage vaults, and finally into the hands of collectors who recognize its true historical and financial potential. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And make sure to check your pocket change because your next penny could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars.